What's up, viewers, subscribers, and agents alike? This your boy Enlightened Lucifer and Prince coming at you once again. If you're watching this video around children, I ask you that before you proceed, please remove them from your immediate vicinity because I do have a penchant to use strong language. It's my mouth. I say what the fuck I want to say. Period. Anywho, several people asked me about today, and several people asked me about the particular significance of what's going to take place over the next 6 days. I'll simplify it, okay? The World Health Organization, that is coincided with United Nations and also coincides with the Trinity of Cities, so to speak, which is basically the Vatican, the City of London, and Washington, D.C., which in and of itself is the military industrial complex, which is a Jesuit-ran corporation, is basically designing, as it has always have been, it's designing a stratagem to implement policies that otherwise people of the populace would not accept. For the past 2 years, people of the populace, irrespective of nativity, irrespective of their take on, I have to be selective in my wording, on policy, so to speak. It's one of those situations where it's trying to foment a plot to make people more compliant and make them more compliant with some sort of demand. Now, what I'm saying is this for people who are a little bit slow, so to speak, who haven't been paying attention to a lot of things that have been happening in culture. It's all about a particular plot, so to speak. And when it comes down to this next step, which I call a totalitarian tiptoe, is one of them situations where a lot of people have not accepted it, nor will they. So they tried this first stage, which came with entreaties. Do this, you'll get that. Then it came with debt forgiveness. Then it came with debt forgiveness, and they realized a lot of people weren't even doing that. Then they went along with the ideology of basically saying, if you do or you don't, damned if you do, damned if you don't, which meant that it was causing people their employment. And then the fourth step was when people were actually walking away from their case of employment and started finding their self-determination. Here is called what is called lockstep. Lockstep is this. For the next 6 days, the wealthy and the so-called elitists will try to foment a plot to basically say, well, how will we make people compliant with the agenda? So they're going to restart the cycle. It's called the Great Reset. Now, I know a lot of people are already worried about cryptocurrency and all that. Trust me, that's the least of your worries. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you're into Bitcoin, Dogecoin. Don't care. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. It's all controlled by an electronic man structure. And that in and of itself can still be controlled by the push of a button. So it doesn't matter how much you invested. It doesn't matter how long you invested. You can invest for 6 weeks. You can invest for 6 months. Don't matter. Whenever they pull the plug, it is what it is. You lost it all. So you think you gained some type of advantage, but you don't. And this is one of the reasons why this forum is taking place, because unfortunately, we live in a world where a lot of people are just aloof to these things taking place. A lot of people might disagree. Fine. So be it. I guess we just live in a parallel universe. I just pay attention to detail. But at the same token, all hope isn't lost, because it can only affect you if you have participation. Now, in summation of it all, it's all about United States relinquishing its sovereignty to 194 nations in and of itself, but United States has already relinquished its sovereignty in 1933. So people who have done their adequate research already know this. Sovereignty is your ability to pay debts. So if a country doesn't have an ability to pay debts, it relinquishes its sovereignty, such as people who embark upon this journey. Once you actually attain your sovereignty, no one or no thing can take it away because it's established. Now do you understand why I've been saying this for years and been telling people for years why you need to become an SPC? Because nothing can take it away. You established it and you didn't allow it to be established upon something that was bankrupt, which is bankrupt not only financially but morally as well. In less than 7 minutes. So that's pretty much what's going to take place in the next 6 days. Now, it's just something that's a closed door meeting. It's going to take place. We already know that these things have been happening for quite some time. Backdoor deals have been happening for quite some time. It's nothing new. However, you just need to wisen up to the commercial processes and learn that nothing can take away your sovereignty because sovereignty isn't given by government. It's given by your creator, depending on your relationship with it. If you believe such. If you don't, that's on you. So, with that being said, hopefully I explained this to people in such a clear spectrum where they can actually understand that this is what's going to take place over the next 6 days. Starting at 12 p.m. EST. Simple as that. So, if you haven't started working on it, I suggest you start getting on it ASAP because it can only affect those people who are susceptible. Susceptibility is key in order to somebody conquering. If you don't understand what I'm saying, why don't you read the book, The Art of War? I think it'll make it a little bit clear. It'll make it a little clear for you. I know a lot of people are afraid because warfare is not just guns and bombs and bullets. You're dealing with World War III, which is the financial war. This is the silent war. Facts. Many treatises have been written on this. Many professors in many universities have actually spoken about this. But you didn't pay attention. And now you are. You know? But there's a linchpin that can totally derail it from your existence and not trying to save the entire world. Because once you have the keys, you can let yourself through the door. You don't have to ask anybody for anything. This is sponsored by Tahini. Tahini and strawberries. Perfect blend. Perfect blend of sweet and sour. Perfect. Perfect blend. I said it. You know, I've strived for years on this YouTube platform, showing people what it is. You want further information on anything? Please contact me via email. I always tell people, leave a phone number. You know, leave a phone number in a time that's good enough to call you, and we'll take it from there. Simple as that. It's not even complicated. You know what I'm saying? Not at all. It's not even complicated. But have no fear, because that particular forum only affects the corporation. It doesn't affect the general populace unless you participate. That's a fundamental fact. Now, I know a lot of people who are what I call company men and women will beg to disagree. Fine, so be it. But stay woke, stay aware, stay live, Stay sovereign. Contact me via email. Peace, light, love. Talk to y'all later. Stay tuned for the next upload. All right. But I did do this video in tribute to someone who asked me to do this video, named Josiah, that particularly was concerned about what was going to take place. This is something that's been taking place for quite some time. I think a lot of people are just fearful. I always try to tell people, fear paralyzes initiative. It does. If you fear something, somebody can sit here and tell you all day, a lion's outside. You can either believe it, or you can carry a spear. If it is, let's go see it for myself. The choice is yours and yours alone. Stay tuned for the next upload. Agent, fuck you. Peace. Talk to you later. Email me. This motherfucker don't want to cut off.